Okay, good evening. What time is it? Yeah, good evening, early evening, or whatever. And let me start by sharing the account from Thomas Massie. So Thomas Massie is a America First representative from Kentucky, and he is a Republican. And I would love to see him run for president in 2028. Um, So, as you know, or you might not know, that President Trump and his Zionist friends want to primary him out. So, hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully, it's a waste of a lot of money, like 20 million. So, hopefully, I hope they waste much more than $20 million and he gets reelected. And I'm also hoping that he's going to think about running for president in 2028. I think that if enough people get behind him, he could make it. He could probably make it. So the other thing I want to say is that I tested out my sharing um, icon, whatever you want to call it, on my YouTube channel, and I sent it to myself, and I was able to get on. It actually took me to my YouTube channel, so it does work. Does work. So hopefully, maybe somebody might want to give it a shot and give it a try, and come on and talk some more. All right. All right, I wanted to go and show you what Thomas Massie is posting compared to what Donald Trump, our current president, is talking about right now. And I believe he signed some more executive orders concerning cryptocurrency. He wants to make marijuana, well, I don't know, whatever it is, less criminalized or something. What else was it? Cryptocurrency, and there was something else. I forget what it was. So I'm not really interested in cryptocurrency. He's trying to make it more available for people to, I don't know what that means. I know it's expensive, but it depends which one you use. And if you're thinking about doing it, make sure you do your research. So I'm going to go to Thomas Massie. So he's like I said, U.S. representative for Kentucky, District 4, engineer, farmer, inventor. He actually went to MIT, 30 patents, Appalachian American, MIT, pronoun papa, I guess, in Appalachian terms, I guess. All right, this is what he posted. So Massey reposted the National Association for Gun Rights. Then he talked about the bomber, the J6 bomber that nobody is talking about. What else? He talked to a couple of people, a couple of fans, and this guy was making a joke about Thomas Massie. Thought it was funny. And this is him being interviewed in one of the FISA that we talked about yesterday that Thomas Massie was concerned about. So this is America First, guys. I want a president like this who is going to focus on what this country needs and what the people need in it, the taxpayers and the like, instead of this nonsense that is going on right now with Israel, the Ukraine, and sending them more money, now Venezuela, and now it is Denmark that is declaring the United States a possible security threat over Greenland, because the president of Denmark mentioned that I guess President Trump is threatening to go there as well. So, and the president of Denmark said that the United States already has access to that land. So I don't know what President Trump is looking for, but this is a crap that is going on right now with the foreign policy. Okay. Now, here in the domestic policy, it is our spending, the trillions of dollars that we are in debt that Thomas Massie doesn't like. And he said he would help the local farmer because he's one himself. President Trump wants to import beef from Argentina. And it just so happens that Thomas Massie is a cattle rancher and he's also trying to get him out. I don't know, is that a coincidence or is it me? So this is what Thomas Massie reposted, National Association for Gun Rights, because that is in our Constitution, right? The Second Amendment. Representative Massie's H.R. 645 delivers real constitutional carry for Americans nationwide. No permission slip required, no maze of laws meant to trap you for exercising your God-given rights, no fines, fees, or extortion. Add your name in support of H.R. 645 at the link below. Oh. I got to do that. All right. Yes, absolutely. Last night, I received a disclosure from a new FBI whistleblower regarding the J6 pipe bomb case. This is the third disclosure I've received from current and former employees of the government regarding the pipe bomb case in recent weeks. And President Trump says nothing about it. Absolutely nothing about the January 6th bomber. I don't know why. Thomas Massie said about these two people, great to meet and chat with both of you. What a great surprise on Fly Out Day. You're too kind. You're going to get all kinds of secondhand hate for this post. Look who at Real Defender 45 and I ran into on Capitol Hill, one of the most principled congressmen in Washington, D.C. at Representative Thomas Massie, Massie for Kentucky. Massie for president, that's what I would have done. I busted a stitch laughing at this video. Okay, let me see what this guy had to say about Thomas Massie.
That this man, Thomas Massie, is who Donald J. Skyscraper and his Operation Mockingbird social media assets want kicked out of the Republican Party. And they're going to help primary him out. Let's look at what he's been posting on X recently so we can understand how bad he is. Here he is last week talking about a National Constitutional Carry Act. How no one should have to beg the government to exercise a constitutionally protected right anywhere in the country. Oh, no! Here he is talking about how the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act has been used to unconstitutionally spy on Americans. He wants to reform it. What? What a grandstander! Here he is talking about how George Washington, was he even a good president? I don't even remember anything. Opposed NATO. What's that quote? Entangling our destiny in any other country. What? What is this from earlier today? He talks about the NDAA that they did a roll call on yesterday has foreign military aid to numerous countries. What? Why do we pay to defend socialist countries abroad? Why would he do that? What a grandstander. Thomas Massie bad. We should withdraw from NATO and use that money to defend our country. What? Thank Rep. Luna for co-sponsoring a bill? No! Posting a poll about this totally believable story about this person that got arrested for something 5 years ago. Why would he do that? Calling out a 3-letter agency on the lack of diligence for the last 5 years? What? Thomas, no! They did a good job. A poll about this thing that's definitely good. Why would he do that? He's never taken it. What? Don't you want people to stay safe? Don't you want people to stay home and stay safe, Thomas? He's still talking about Poopstein? That's not even real. Total hoax, Thomas. Why would you talk about that definitely good thing that definitely didn't happen? Don't you realize he just did it to no one, Thomas? Why would he do that? Doesn't he know it's a hoax? Why don't you trust the government? But you're in the government, Thomas. Oh, because that. That's fun. No, it's not. He's a grandstander. What is this? A post from the Treasury Department. We're having our best year since 2020. Oh, bragging that we're paying banks, foreign countries, and other institutions a record amount of interest to service our national debt. Why would you talk about our debt, Thomas? We love debt. What, do you have a sensible take about our financial future and our ultimate sovereignty as a result of it? What a grandstander. What the heck is this, Thomas? Are these the amendments that you proposed to the National Defense Authorization Act? These can't be good. Prohibit 2,000 bombs to our greatest ally. Striking funding for overseas humanitarian aid of $100 million. But Thomas, striking foreign aid funding to Iraq, Lebanon, Jordan. What? Strike $500 million in missile defense to our great. Thomas, What are those last two say? Prohibit assistance to our greatest ally and the Crane. What? What does he think, we're broke or something? Who does he think he is? What does he want us to spend the money here? Why would he want to do that? And just when you think it couldn't get any worse, he wants us to pass the Prime Act, bypassing the meat processing oligopoly that prevents grass farmers from marketing their beef to local consumers. What? He has got to go. Got to go. Get him out.
Yeah, this is all like backwards, right? Why would a Republican president want to get rid of somebody like this? Probably because Thomas Massie has never taken any AIPAC money. Why is Miriam Adelson involved in this? It's because he did not take AIPAC money ever, never has. He's been there now for a little while and he has never taken AIPAC money. So that's why they want to get rid of him. Okay, whatever. You say so. All righty. That was funny. Thomas Massie, things are developing quickly. I recorded this video yesterday. Tonight, I received a third whistleblower disclosure regarding the January 6th pipe bomb case that I'll try to characterize tomorrow. He did post just that, actually. This is the FISA that he was talking about, where Americans are being spied on. Of course, he wants to amend that, but I guess that's a problem. Still believe it's about the drugs? No, this is not about drugs. This is about oil. Last night, I voted no on passage of the NDAA. I support our great military, but I will not vote to send American hard-earned tax dollars towards foreign aid and foreign wars. Yeah, but you know what? Unfortunately, they did get it. Ukraine got $800 million and Israel got almost $700 million. That is $1,500,000,000, pretty close, that we sent overseas that we could use ourselves. It just doesn't end. It really doesn't. It's pathetic. Thomas Massie said, George Washington opposed NATO. Why quit our own to stand upon foreign ground? Why, by interweaving our destiny with that of any part of Europe, entangle our peace and prosperity in the toils of European ambition, rivalship, interest, humor, or caprice? Oh yeah, he's right, George Washington. He fought England, foreign ground, and yet Israel has taken over practically, I would say. Thomas Massie, here's a link to yesterday's roll call vote for the deeply flawed NDAA, which contained foreign military aid to numerous countries. Why do we pay to defend socialist countries abroad? I was among the 18 conservatives who voted no. We need more conservatives to follow Thomas Massie's lead. It has to change. The establishment has got to go. And unfortunately, President Trump is part of the establishment. And we need to divorce Israel sooner rather than later. So Thomas Massie is one of those people, if not the only one. Hopefully there will be others that will hop on board his train. NATO is a Cold War relic. The United States should withdraw from NATO and use that money to defend our country, not socialist countries. And Anna Paulina Luna co-sponsored that bill. She's from Florida. Thomas Massie, December 10, a couple of days ago, new development. 3 federal judges who previously could not release grand jury material have now ruled that our Epstein Files Transparency Act has changed the legal landscape, and they will be releasing all material with redactions to protect victims. Well, here are the three judges, Florida, New York, and New York, who voted to release the material. Let me see. No one should have to beg the government to exercise a constitutionally protected right anywhere in the country. That is the right to carry an arm, a gun. American democracy is working. A third judge just ordered the release of files because of Representative Thomas Massie and my Epstein Files Transparency Act. So, just to give you an example of what Thomas Massie posts, and it has got nothing to do with Israel and Venezuela, Ukraine, Russia, foreign aid money to keep funding these endless wars, Argentina, importing beef from Argentina. He wants to help out the local farmers, and this is how it should be. We need to have somebody like him. And if the American people demand it, it will happen. It will happen. There's nothing, they won't be able to, the establishment won't be able to do anything about it. If he decides to run for president, I'm on board with it. So this morning I did a live on Facebook, and well, I'm going to show those short videos from YouTube later, but I just want to now tell you what the president is going to do soon. He is going to strike Venezuela on land, on land. For what? I don't know. I don't know what he's looking for. I don't know what he's after. Let's see. Donald Trump says land strikes on Venezuela coming soon. President Donald Trump has said the U.S. will carry out imminent strikes on Venezuela to intercept alleged narcotics shipments from the country. It's going to be starting on land pretty soon. Why it matters. The U.S. president issued the warning after American forces seized an oil tanker off the Venezuelan coast. The U.S. is preparing to intercept more ships carrying sanctioned Venezuelan oil, Reuters reported, citing 6 sources familiar with the matter. Tensions between the countries have been growing since the U.S. began its military buildup in the Caribbean, which Caracas has said is a prelude to regime change. Trump's latest comments raise fears of an open conflict between the countries. And you know, we've done this before in the Middle East. It didn't work. What to know? Trump said on Thursday that the U.S. would soon strike to intercept narcotics shipments going from Venezuela to the United States via land routes. He said drug trafficking by sea was down, and that will start that on land too pretty soon. Trump made similar comments at the end of November, in which he said his actions had stopped the drug trade by sea, and that this crackdown would extend to the land very soon. Trump gave no further details, but analysts previously dismissed the idea that there would be American boots on the ground in Venezuela, whose government, led by President Nicolas Maduro, Washington does not recognize following a disputed election in 2024. Jennifer Kavanaugh, a senior fellow and the director of military analysis at the think tank Defense Priorities, told Newsweek earlier this week that the White House was conscious of the perception in the U.S., particularly among its base, that the campaign was not about tackling drugs, but about regime change, which is unpopular. These factors would be weighing heavily on any sort of decision to use military force. So there are some constraints on Trump's willingness and ability to act, she added. Any strikes would likely target sites Washington said were linked to cartels such as drug infrastructure. Maduro has denied the drug links Trump accuses him of, and Caracas has said Washington is pushing to oust him from power. Since September, the U.S. has attacked over 20 vessels in the Caribbean Sea and Eastern Pacific in international waters, killing 83 people in a campaign that Trump administration officials said was targeting boats carrying narcotics to the United States. Well, you know, nobody really knows if that's true or not. I think he's just saying that because he has not presented any evidence of the kind. Adding to tensions was capture by U.S. forces of the vessel Washington said was transporting sanctioned Venezuelan oil. Oh boy, what people are saying. President Donald Trump told reporters on Thursday, they've treated us badly, and I guess now we're not treating them so good. If you look at the drug traffic by sea is down 92%, and nobody can figure out who the 8% is. We'll start that on land soon. On land too. It's going to be starting on land pretty soon. What happens next? Following the capture of the Venezuelan oil tanker on Wednesday, Reuters reported that the United States was preparing to intercept more ships carrying Venezuelan oil. With Trump's repeated comments about land strikes, anticipation continues to build over whether tensions to the region will escalate. Well, if he's going to go on land, yeah, of course it's going to escalate. Yes, it's going to escalate. I hope we just don't get into a war with a regime change. I mean, it's always been a disaster. Anytime we do these kinds of things, it's always been a disaster. So now I'm going to do a little bit of the short videos that come from YouTube on number one, an Israeli woman spitting at an Italian person that had I think, Palestine t-shirt on or something. And I'm telling you, this Israeli woman did not like it at all. Okay, at all. And when they don't have an argument, they have to try to degrade you, and that is by spitting, by calling you names. They just don't have a leg to stand on. This country right now, that is Israel, has nothing to stand on, unfortunately. They have no defense of what they are doing to innocent people in Palestine. There is no justification for this because these people did nothing to them. And it's very sad. It's very sad that they have stooped themselves to this level. And I'm going to play that little short that, it started. Let me see. I'm not sure. Let me see. What language? I mean, how can you support this? And this is what Laura Loomer says too, by the way. This is the same talking points that they have against the Palestinians. And this woman right here said that in Israel, gay marriage is not recognized. They don't have that either in Israel. So I don't know what. This is really crazy. And unfortunately, they're going to Italy and they are in Thailand as well. I'm going to see if I can find that. Yes, I do. I have it. And so they're leaving. 1 out of every 4 Israelis are leaving that country. And where they are able to go, apparently, I guess they can go to Italy, is Portugal and Argentina. They are welcomed there. And so because they are welcomed there, the Israelis are getting their passports to go to those. In particular, Portugal. In particular, they're going to Portugal. So they are leaving Israel. And I wouldn't want to live in Israel either because Netanyahu is a psychopath. And he has to raise taxes to keep this war going. But you know what? In the meantime, we just sent more money over to Israel and the Ukraine. It never ends. It never ends. And, Thomas Massie, as I pointed out before, said no. He does not want to give money to the foreigners. He wants it to stay in this country in our military. I mean, this is just nuts. This is just nuts. Um, yeah, she spit. Let me see if they show it again. Ooh. See that? Did you see that? Did you hear it? Spitting right on the ground. I mean, they really do have some kind of nerve. These people have some kind of nerve going to another country that I guess they moved to and do this to the locals. This is what they do. No wonder nobody wants them in their countries, and then you wonder why. And then you wonder why. So, I mean, yeah. So they are also in Thailand, the Israelis, and they are giving the Thais, the local people that live there, a run for their money. Nobody likes them in Thailand, and they want them to leave. Let's see what this guy has to say. And that's what they are. And that's what they do. They do it to everybody. Wherever they go, whatever country they are in, they attack the locals. I mean, it's unreal. It's just unreal. It's just too bad too that this is the way it is. So I wanted to go. Let me see. I did Thomas Massie and I did this guy Adam, who criticizes the president. Breaking. At the command of Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh is now demanding Candace Owens stop investigating ending the life of Charlie Kirk. All Israel's, you know what, are out in force to put a lid on this. Yeah. And you wonder why. Why is that? What are they afraid of? What are they afraid of? I wonder. I wonder what that could be. I wonder what that could be. I mean, how more obvious can it be that these Zionists don't want any more people like Candace Owens, especially Candace Owens, who's asking questions about what happened to Charlie Kirk? Everybody's like telling her to be quiet. I wonder why. 2011, Hillary Clinton said we created Al Qaeda. I believe that. Just in, Ugh, all right. This looks like a dramatic moment from a daytime soap opera. This isn't natural. Nick Fuentes had something to say about this, and it's pretty funny. Um, Everybody says that she's a bad actress. And this woman, whoever she is asking, what do you have to say to Candace Owens? And Erica Kirk says, stop. That's it. Just stop. Yeah, okay, whatever. And on and on and on and on it goes. All right? On and on and on and on it goes with this nonsense. And like I said, Thomas Massie, we have to prop him up somehow and follow him. Oh, he has some, I see the link below to something. Let me see if I can find it. Thank you. I don't know where it is. There's a link below where? I don't see it. I gotta find it. And sign that bill that he wants the American people to have to be able to carry a gun if they want to without going through hoops like in Massachusetts. So that's what they do. You got to pay this, that, and the other thing. You have to get fingerprinted at the police station. You have to get your background checked, all that stuff. They really make it difficult. So he wants to eliminate that because we do have a right to carry under the Second Amendment. And thank God, because if we didn't have these weapons to protect us, the government would have taken over a long time ago. A long time ago. And that's why the Founding Fathers put it in. That's why the Founding Fathers put in the Second Amendment, because they know what tyranny is all about. And the First Amendment as well, because they left England and other countries at the time because there was tyranny all over the place, and they were people that were, ending the kings ending lives if they didn't do what they were told, all that. And they knew what it was like because you didn't have freedom of speech. You couldn't own any weapon, apparently. And because if you did, then, they wouldn't come after you. But because you didn't, they could do whatever they want. So, and they realized that. So, and let me tell you, none of them got paid for drafting the Constitution and all those rights that we have right now. They didn't get paid. They didn't get paid. Oh man, oh man, oh man. All right. Let's see what happens with Venezuela. Let's see if the land strikes continue. And go follow Thomas Massie and see what an American first representative is really like, because they're very, very difficult to find. I think Rand Paul might be in that category as well. And they're both from Kentucky and they are both Republicans. So go check them out and find out how somebody who really is trying to do good for us, the people in this country, and for the country as well. So I'm grateful that he is there. And unfortunately, we have a president who's a Republican that's going after him to get rid of him, to primary him out, because the Zionists want him out, because he doesn't take AIPAC money, and he won't. And he won't. And unfortunately, Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to be resigning. So that's what I want to talk about. You guys have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.